23, 24, so that's actually 2 more years.
Got it.
So I'll probably try to get people on campus next year and then start competing the year after that.
Can you imagine the recruiting class for that team?
I mean, just there's going to be no competition.
There's not going to be any competition. Everyone's just going to go to Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, not to pick on certain schools, but there's small schools in Wisconsin with wrestling. It's like, okay, are you going to go there or are you going to go to Iowa? It's not like you're going to go to Iowa or Penn State or Oklahoma State. It's like, well, you're going to a small school or are you going to Iowa? You're going to Iowa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's, I wonder, what I'm curious about is how soon do we see the other Power Fives really? Is it like, okay, within a month we're going to have another one, or is it going to be a much longer process?
I mean, from what you guys tell me, I wouldn't be shocked that happens soon. And the 23-24 season is 2 away. So, if they were to announce in the next, say 3 months, they're going to be able to get a team that's ready to compete by that time frame.
Yeah. Now, I wonder how much conversation has happened around a coach for the
you already picked the best one for him.
Well, I think he's a good option, Troy Steiner.
I think he's the best option.
Best option.
Yeah.
Very, very good coach, a proven coach. Have you worked with Troy much?
Yeah, Troy started the club that we eventually bought in the year 2001. So I started going there as a senior of high school. It was called Advance.
Oh. I didn't realize he was in Wisconsin.
Yeah, so he was in Wisconsin. And they did the freestyle Greco coaching in the summer also. So I was always coached by them in the summer. Both Terry and Troy. Terry then left. Troy stayed he did his club for maybe another 3 or 4 years, and then eventually he got the job with Zaleski at Iowa. So yeah, I have a really close relationship with both Steiners. I've known them since I've been, 14, 15, 16 years old, somewhere in there.
Yeah, good dudes.
Great people.
Yeah, so you more about them. Clarissa Chun is certainly someone that's been in the coaches' ranks, who was a fantastic competitor as well. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any shortage of options. I know there's some D1 coaches that have thrown their hat in the ring, and the assistants that maybe have some interest in it. So
I was so big on. I mean, you feel this way. They're so big about hiring their alumni. And obviously, to this point, there's no female alumni of Iowa.
True.
So, I don't want to say it's limited to the males, but they've always historically been big on the alumni thing. And even if you look through their assistant coaching ranks, it's almost always alumni. Mm-hmm. So that Troy Steiner would fit the bill for that.
I'm curious how close the two programs will be. Like, how are they going to do a D1 women's wrestling season?
Well, there'd be separate practices, right?
Well, separate practices, I know, but like, how will like dual competitions go? Will it just be like basketball, like the men are over here and the women are over here with their competition? Will it be like back-to-back dual meets?
I mean, if you're thinking, Power 5 may not think this way, but obviously if you're thinking smaller schools, you're going to do things together, right? So 10 people don't necessarily fill a bus. So if you have 10 people plus 3 coaches plus a trainer, you put 10 other people on there, you still have room, right? So if you're Iowa, you can go to Minnesota or Wisconsin or wherever. So I think it makes a lot of sense to travel together. A lot of the college coaches may see this as a distraction with males and females. I'm not sure how they're going to feel about that, but that would make a really easy ad, obviously.
Well, one thing I think would be a huge advantage if you're trying to get more interest and eyeballs around women's wrestling is if you had the women's duel right before the men's duel while people are coming in or getting there earlier, hopefully, ideally, to watch a thing, instead of if they're just on opposite schedules all the time.
Yeah.
I think that would be counterproductive. So I hope
you're saying like the main Big Ten duels, Iowa versus Penn State's happening on Friday night. If there's a women's duel, the Iowa Penn State's going to overshadow the other duel.
For sure it will.
Yes, yeah.
For sure it will. Or you can just put it at the beginning of it, or however you want to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But then tournaments also, right? You think like CKLV, right? They already got all the. Listen, doing tournaments is a lot of work. I was doing last week and getting all the mats down and stuff. And it's like, well, so are you going to set up and tear down twice, or are you going to? Hey, the women are Thursday, the men are Friday, Saturday, something like that. Like that would make a whole bunch of sense. I don't know if they'll do it that way, or are you going to go, hey, there's 8 mats over here for men, there's 4 mats over there for women. Is it going to be one of those where they run them side by side? It'd be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah. What do you think? We were talking a little bit about the club scene for women's wrestling and some of the challenges. What do you think as far as building women's wrestling on the participation side. What are the challenges, and what do you think like the next steps are to to grow that?
Yeah, I mean, I see it on an everyday basis because I run a club, and it doesn't matter what gender they are. If they want to pay me to wrestle, I'd love to coach them. And my daughters now both wrestle, and Alex, when there's not another female in the room, she actively comments on it. She's like, "Well, but Dad, there was only boys there today," and like has almost has an issue with it. Where I'm like, Alex, who cares who you're wrestling? Just wrestle who's ever there.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have 3 or 4 in the younger girls. We have 3 or 4 other girls, so she's always more excited when there's another girl in the room to wrestle with and participate with, and she almost always picks them as a partner, even I don't have to force it. So I think that's it. And then, like I told you, is that we've always kind of had moderate participation, meaning 15 to 20% of our class in the 5 through 9-year-olds is females. And then once you get older, though, man, the participation has dropped off. We've really struggled keeping very many girls, and we've even tried twice now with doing girls-only classes with a female coach, hiring them exclusively for that. I'm not done. I haven't given up on that idea. I want to do that idea in the future, but to this point, 2 times it has not worked. So, yeah, it's a battle because it is so male-dominated, and I see it with my daughters. They want other females to be in there, and they I think they just relate with them better, and we don't have that yet.
Yeah. Boys and girls aren't exactly friends in elementary and even middle school. It's sort of
boys got cooties,
big time. So do the girls too. That's what makes it so tough.
My daughter Andy told me the other day that one of her friends, Nora, kissed a boy, Cruz. Ooh.
Oh my gosh, Cruz, you dog, Nora. You better not.
I was laughing so hard, but yes, I think Alex still thinks boys have cooties.
Yeah, pretty sure. One time during the Natalie's practice, one of the boys in the club runs up to me, and he goes, "This kid wants to marry Natalie," and then just runs away right away. It's really funny. Pretty cute. Yeah, so what's Ozzy Man Strong Boy doing?
He didn't care about girls. All he cares about is Transformers. That's it. He was so obsessed. It's so annoying. Oh, it's so annoying. He is unbelievably obsessed with Transformers.
At least Transformers is like a show and a thing you can watch. When your son is obsessed with clocks and just puts on 30-minute clock videos on YouTube, it's way worse.
I've never had that happen, so
yeah,
I can't comment. He mostly wants to play with the active Transformers, though, so he has them, and he has his rescue bots. But I don't know, to a kid, it might be exciting, but I don't know if you know this, Christian. There's only 2 modes. There's vehicle mode and there's robot mode. So he'll just flip them back and forth for like hours, and you're like, yeah, but it only does 2 things. It's robot and vehicle mode, and that's it.
Well, compared to his tractors and trucks, those only have 1 mode.
This is true.
It's the next level.
It's twice as many. 100% increase.
Double the modes. So Ozzy Man Strong Boy. When's he going to be in your ninjas? Do you still let him?
Not till 5. Not till 5. Yeah, we're making him wait.
You're not going to make an exception?
No. So I caught 2 parents lying about the age.
No way.
And then another one that didn't admit it. So there's one kid that's moved to a 6-year-old class, and his little brother joined the 5-year-old class. I said, "Oh, hey Brooks, Roman's in the 5-year-old class," and he said, "Yeah, but he's 4." And I'm like. And I'm friends with the dad. I said, "Kyle, what the hell?"
4-year-old.
Yeah, 4-year-old. And then my guy Jax, last year, he's really small. And so when he joined the 5-year-old class last year, I'm like, "Come on, dude, this kid ain't 5. There's no way." So I said, "Come on, dude, he ain't 5, is he?" He's like, "Yeah, I swear he's 5. I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
You're not going to ask for the
then
receipt.
He did the 5-year-old class again this year. A full year later, I'm like, "Oh, you're
took a redshirt year."
Yeah, he redshirted.
He redshirted 5 years old.
It was an Olympic year after all, so that shouldn't count.
Shouldn't count. Yeah. So yeah, we have plenty of parents trying to sneak them in there early. And then one guy, Carl, just told me, "I'm going to sign him up. You can kick him out if you want, but I'm signing him up." Oh God. Okay, fine. It's only 45 minutes anyways. We warm up. We do 2 moves and we play games.
Yeah.
So whatever.
That's fun.
Yes.
Okay. Go Ninjas.
Seriously.
Well, exciting stuff. I don't know how we got there. Yeah, I do.
Oh, girls
your
and
daughter
boys participation. Yes.
To Ozzy, Transformers, age cheating. Now we go to Sajalayev, I guess maybe.
Hey, they're combating that.
They're what?
Russia. They hired a council.
Really?
For what?
To stop age cheating.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so they're actually trying to stop themselves, or what?
Yeah, I think.
Well, Karelin said
Kutsala,
it's
they made the.
So are they trying to say
The
that?
head of
Are they trying to say like they're USA Wrestling and someone lied to USA Wrestling about their age? Because I always thought the Russian Federation lied to the UWW.
I do not think that's it. I think it's pretty easy for these. I don't think the federation has to do it because I think the coaches or whatever, you can kind of get whatever document you want from everything and just say, hey, yeah, he's whatever. We'll change his birthday to the Russian Victory Day.
See, I thought it was a way bigger conspiracy. I thought this was the Russian Federation doing it.
I doubt it. I mean, I'm sure they.
I
probably
mean, they
have
did state-sponsor doping,
right?
So,
You can't.
so
they absolutely did that. So you can't say that. Yeah, you definitely don't put it past them, but I don't think that's the actual mechanism. I don't think they're like, hey, this kid is 20, and then the federation's like, no, he's 17. I don't think it's as simple as that. But no, it was Alexander Karelin that said it's reprehensible that we're doing this, and it's got to stop. Age cheating has to stop. That was like a couple of years ago, actually. So hopefully it does stop. I did think.
They made very honest and someone who would never cheat, Gadisov, the head.
No, stop.
Well, there's worse, but maybe there's better. But you know what? I don't know that he age cheated, so that's a good thing.
He didn't do that type of cheating, but there's other type of cheatings he did.
I don't even know what you could be referring to.
Just put a picture of him up and
he's pretty. Oh man, here's someone on PEDs.
Oh my.
Oh gosh, he's sliding in. You're about to see. Here's a little
Legend.
treat. Here he is, Sion Williams. Listen, Sion's here, and you know what? Yesterday I asked King. I don't think you were on the show.
You asked him right after as I was getting off.
I said, King G, you know Sion? He's like, yeah, I know Sion. And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh.
Wait, this is all he's got to say?
That's all he said. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I know him. But he didn't even smile because you said. You ask anyone, Sion. Oh, yeah, I know Sion. Yeah,
I know Sion.
Everyone's got a Sion story. King G, no story. So maybe there's a story behind the story. And then yesterday I asked Sion. I was like, yo, I asked King G about you, and he said, he's like, yeah, no beef. It's all good. But Sion's one of these guys. He'll just belittle you every day for 10 years and be like, no, we're cool. We're friends. We're buddies.
Some people think that's a way that males bond.
That's his love language.
That's
his
what
love
I'm
language
saying.
is hatred.
That's what I'm saying. Not hatred. Come on.
Sion stole the show. He hasn't even said a word yet. Sion, what's up, man?
Well, thank you, Ben Askren, for inviting me.
You got it.
CP banned me from this show about, I think the last
That's a
time
lie.
I was on was like, last April, and after that, CP,
Nope.
he comes into the office when the studio's open, he locks the door and keeps me out, And then next, I get a letter from HR saying Sion cannot be on the show because CP doesn't like it.
Wait,
Ben,
Sion,
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Aren't you HR, though?
Oh, no, I'm not HR. I'm operations.
Oh, operate. Got it.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I mean, they need. I have been pitching a Sion hour for a long time now. Listen,
An hour is entirely too much.
15
That's
minutes.
because CP didn't. I don't know, man.
Hey, listen. The fact is, this is on the record. You can go back and listen. I said when you came in and you whine and someone asked about Sion, I said Sion has an open invitation for FRL, but he would rather complain and blame me and say be a victim. CP won't let me on. When there's nothing stopping you from walking in here.
That's funny. CP say that, but then as soon as we walk out the room, it's like, yeah, that's just only for air. That's only for on air.
We got the restraining order.
I just say that
Sion,
because I don't
show
want
us
people
the
to
restraining
think.
order that he got on you.
Yeah, show that letter.
I'll pull it up next time.
Next time.
I haven't had. I should have had.
I'm just gonna ask you live then, Sion. So we're doing this correspondent thing, and I actually pitched you for two positions. Do you want to be an Iowa State correspondent or do you want to be a Penn State correspondent? Which one would you like to be for this season?
He likes Penn State more.
I like them both.
No.
I'm an Iowa Stater, and I support my friends at Penn State.
So you want to be both? You want to be a correspondent of both?
Yeah, I'm a correspondent for anybody that I consider a friend or a former teammate.
So do you consider Kevin Dresser a friend?
I don't know him.
Okay. Because
we haven't really had a real, we say hello to each other when we see each other. I don't really have that much of a relationship as I've never really been around them.
Well, I think
I did see Metcalf and St. John this weekend at the Who's Number One. Said hello. Saw David Carr, who said he's going to send me some gear since I ran out of Iowa State gear from back in the days, you know.
Kevin Dresser, send this man some Iowa State here because
know,
Kale's
man.
got him all. Look at that nice
It's true. I
jacket
pretty
over
much
there.
only see the old side
Does
logo.
that say Penn State?
Yeah,
I can't
Penn
see from here.
State.
I only have the old logos, you know. I don't got nothing on the new logos, and I wear what people send me.
There we go.
Apparently, Sion has a closet full of the exact same Iowa State shirt. Like 10. How many of them?
I have a lot, you know.
A lot.
Back in the days when you got a lot of gear, you know. So I have a lot of the same shirts.
No, that's not a lot of gear. That's you ordered the shirts for the
Didn't order
team,
anything.
and then the box sat there, and you looked around and you said, "Let me put this thing in the back of my car, and I'm gonna load it up."
Smart.
That's the hustler mentality.
You got to do what you got to do to survive, you know.
Oh my gosh.
You got to do what you got to do. As the saying goes, a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
What a profound.
So you want to
profound
talk
saying.
about the Hawkeyes because they just added women's wrestling. I know you love the Hawkeyes so
You love
much.
them. Well, you wanted to be one.
Literally wanted to be a Hawkeye.
Well, everybody makes mistakes in life, you know. You outgrow it and you move on. Everybody has that dark phase in their history that you know that they move on from.
So that was your dark phase.
That was my dark phase.
All right, man. Well, glad to see you get on the other side. But they added women's wrestling.
That's a great thing for women's wrestling. Now I hope Iowa State adds it so you know then we could beat up on them in 2 sports.
Well, what's the other
All
sport?
right,
What's the other sport? All right, 2 sports. All right, we're up to
Track.
0 so far. Track.
Cross country, Iowa State, very good cross country program.
What
Okay.
is Iowa State good at, Sion? I don't think they're good at anything.
And we're good at everything.
Hey.
We just okay. They did win this. Did they win the
Cyhawk
Cyhawk this
series.
year? No, they won.
The
did they
Iowa
win the
Corn
last year?
Cyhawk series.
Yes, I think Iowa State's been winning most of the Cyhawk
Really?
series.
They are, well, to Iowa State's credit, they've gotten a lot better at football recently. Now, they
I'm
got
Googling this.
destroyed by the Hawkeyes, I
They
think.
did not get destroyed.
Dismantled?
They lost by 10.
Okay, that's not too bad. So they lost to Iowa, but they're pretty good at football, considering they used to be like the worst program. They're like one of the worst Power 5 programs in football not that long ago.
Stretch.
That's a stretch.
Iowa
exactly.
leads the Cyhawk 8-7.
Ooh.
They've won the last 2. So,
All right.
That's pretty close. That's pretty good.
8-7. All right.
What are you excited about coming into this college season?
I think it's going to be a pretty interesting season. You know, you got with all those athletes that got that 0 year. It's going to be an interesting. It sucks for some of those other guys that's been sitting on the bench waiting for their time to get in the lineup. But now you got 10th year seniors.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's probably a 7 or an 8 year senior out there.
you guys should do the oldest. Who is the oldest wrestler in college wrestling right now?
Might be
It's
Cameron
gotta
from
be-
Iowa.
Well, Micic is pretty old, too.
But
If
he's
he
not
comes-
actually on a roster.
Okay, well, if he
Is he?
I don't know. We can.
I don't think he is yet. But I think Kemmer might be. What's this?
Oh,
his
Kemmer's
seventh-
old. He's
Kimmer's
old.
up there.
What's this? His 7th or 8th year?
Kimmer's
Yeah.
up there. Micic is 25.
He's in his 8th year. Because we went up. Remember we talked about that.
That is fantastic.
Stunning.
Michael.
Hey, Sion. So what is
Dusty Holmes actually might be the
he's
oldest.
pretty old.
Because
Oh,
he
he
took
Mission.
his mission.
Well, Brock Hardy's coming for all of them because he took
Yeah.
one too.
he's
Tanner
too-
Hall is still wrestling somehow.
No.
I'm joking.
Oh my gosh. Well, I just assumed he would just be a part of D1 wrestling for all time, but yeah. All right. So Kimmer was born in December 12th, 1996.
So he's gonna be 25 this year. So
Yeah.
Micic older.
Micic is older.
Yeah.
Kemmer is what, a 6-time All-American?
No.
Is he
I
going
think
to be the first 6-time Division I All-American?
Well, he's 4. He's 4 already
He
with
placed
the
in
year
17.
and the Corona year.
And then he placed 18. He missed 19. Corona year last year. So he's a 4-time AA
I mean,
currently.
technically, no one can have more than 5 years eligibility. If they have, it would have been other redshirt years,
Yes.
Olympic or injury or whatever.
Yeah.
Sion, what does Penn State and your buddy Kale need to do to upset Iowa this year? Because last year they just couldn't get it done for the first year in a while.
They need a good 25-pounder to not give up major points.
So have you sent any gifts to Nick Sirianno?
I know nothing about that.
You know, he doesn't know anything about that.
I hear the same rumors you do, so I can't comment on things I don't know. Because
What would you
then
do if
that'll
you
be
were
false.
Nick Soriano?
If I was Sion, I would draw up an NLI from Flow Sports. Only if he goes to Penn State does he get it though.
Okay. All right, what would you what if you could promise him some comic books?
There you go. Comic book sponsorship.
But if Soriano wants to win a national title, he's already got a team. He's already got an individual title. He wants to win a national title. That's the best place to go.
Yeah.
You think so?
He's got to decide pretty soon because Penn State has now started college. Or would he not be able to?
Second semester.
He could do second semester.
That was always the
If
plan.
he wants to win a team title,
Man, what a reunion that'll be.
That would be wild.
Will they throw a parade in Happy Valley?
that's why they call it Happy Valley.
Maybe they just throw parades.
Maybe he's matured a little bit and he realized he doesn't need to train that hard and he's ready to go be coached by Kale.
Do you think that's the thing he realized? He needs to not train as hard.
Well, that was the initial contention was that he said they didn't go hard enough, and he's matured. He's been on this journey, and maybe that's one of the things that he's came to the conclusion of.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I don't know if he could say they don't go hard enough because they're winning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But this is I struggle with people because some people say like, I heard they don't do this or they don't do that. It's like, listen. Whatever they're doing, that recipe's right. That recipe's been killing it. They got 8 national titles. So
yeah,
whatever they're doing is working. Stick with it.
Yeah, I think it's been a little too much of a swing the other way. Like people just think they roll up and have 45-minute practices and half of it's dodgeball. It's like it's not that. It's not like 2 times a day, super hard intense conditioning, super hard live wrestling every day, lots of drilling. Like it's not that either. It's like somewhere in between, and
we know that doesn't work because all that does is burn kids out and get them hurt.
Some coaches still haven't figured that out.
When you do that 2 a days, your own teammates take you out before you get to the match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's too. At that point when Kale and these college coaches get them, they've had so many reps and drills in them. Like really, it's probably more of a process of.
Hey, I didn't want to pick on King G, but he called Cody Kyler yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt him,
but I don't. You know us, we would never correct.
It's been a while. We ain't talking since he was up at Iowa State. When he was up there for a little while with the Paulsons. Man, I don't think we got any beef, man. Do we got any beef?
Did King G actually go to Iowa State, or was he just like hanging out training some wrestling? And how good was he?
Well, he came up there like he was training in the freestyle club in the Cyclone Wrestling Club. That was right when I left, so I can't really say how good he was. I wasn't in the room when he was there, That he got there 2012, I believe, and I was separated from Iowa State at the time.
Separated.
Well, I thought he was there earlier because no, he had to be earlier because he knew King. Well, he knew King Mo also, and King Mo didn't wrestle in 2012.
But he knew King Mo from international.
So you think when King Mo was in Russia, he went and saw him or whatever?
Yeah.
Got it.
From the Russian days. Okay.
And he knows all the Flow people from when they used to go overseas, and he used to hang out with a lot
Bader
of
and Joe.
Joe and those guys.
Okay. When you were practicing with the team, who were some of your partners? Did you ever get to roll around with Kale?
Nah, man, I was just a practice dummy.
Well, I know that'd be perfect.
I was just the guy that goes out there and they need somebody to shove across the mat to wipe off the sweat. That was me.
Your ankles look very pickable.
They very very much pickable.
And as they say, it takes one to know one.
I never said I'm never going to say I was a good wrestler. I'm never going to say I was a decent wrestler. I'm the guy that I always tell people when they're like, "Oh, you wrestled Iowa State." Like, you ever hear the saying bench warmer? I sat on the bench, and when the starter came off the mat, I moved over so he had a warm spot to sit down on.
That's nice.
So I was literally the bench warmer.
That's okay. That's more.
But then
more than I
again,
can say.
When they had recruits and they needed to take somebody to go to a party and show them a good time and sign. So we all have our spots.
What went wrong when Ben Askren visited?
They never invited me. Chris Bono came in the van, and I said, "Hey, I want to come to Iowa State." This is a true story.
I know the story.
This is a true story.
Uh-oh.
I was at the OTC with the Paulsons.
I know the story.
And he came in the van.
Like a no time.
And I said, "Hey, what are you coming to Wisconsin? I really want to go to Iowa State." And he said, "What have you done?" I said, "I won 2 Wisconsin State titles." He said, "Wisconsin sucks," and he walked away.
Ben did not come on a recruiting trip.
And I did not go on a recruiting.
So you didn't?
I went home. I threw all my Iowa State shit away.
So you had it?
Yeah, I was a huge Kale fan.
Oh my gosh.
Max came.
Max came, my brother came, and then my dad accosted Bobby Douglas about that behavior.
And then I had to take his dad out and show him a good time on the town.
Oh man, good time in Ames.
Yeah.
Wait, so
It's good. I'm glad it happened. I had a great experience at Missouri.
I don't know. Only just the 2 Hodges.
See, if he went to Iowa State, he might have had 4.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Man, it's so funny. So you just all right. So they.
So, Max came on the trip, and, Bobby calls me and is like, we need to show the dad a good time. I'm like, I was working at Bridgestone, just got done with a 12-hour shift. It's like, man, I got to work tomorrow 12 hours. Like, can you come take him out?
Bobby was still working you even after you were done with the team?
No, I was still with that. I still helped out up until then. So I came and I went out on the town with Ben's dad.
Oh God!
And then you Then you worked at 12 at Bridgestone making tires. After that,
I don't make tires. I work.
You made the
what
tires.
was the year was that?
He was in the office, white collar.
No, I think I was
White
working in the
collar.
lab, like testing rubber.
Got it.
Dang. Did you have a
I was a
lab
chemical
coat?
tech in the lab at that year.
Did you use a lot of Erlenmeyer flasks?
No.
Okay.
So, Sion, who was the recruit? So I'll tell you mine. Who was the recruit that you missed out on? Because I hosted Franklin Gomez, and when he left, I thought this dude's coming to Mizzou. He loves it. He had a great time. And the son of a gun went to freaking Michigan State.
Rochelle came. He left with the fake ID we gave him to go to the bar.
Yes, I got mine at Wisconsin on my recruiting trip.
He left with that fake ID.
You don't drink.
You still need to get in.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Troy Letters.
You missed
on the
him?
trip. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we had a house party for him.
Okay.
He didn't stay.
Dang. But what was there one that you thought like this dude?
He's coming.
He's coming.
We thought Rochelle was coming.
You thought Rochelle? Okay.
Yeah,
Then John Smith told him he couldn't.
probably.
You're not allowed to go to Iowa State, dude. I don't know what you're thinking.
Because I think Letters came in with Harry Lester.
Oh, that was a good group.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who else they had, and that was probably one of the reasons
And
that also
Corey
didn't recruit
Cooperman.
me. Well, they
Oh
also
my
had
gosh.
they also Kenny Cook. Remember him?
Ken Cook came.
So
Yes.
wait, Troy Letters.
I think
Corey
Harry
Cooperman.
on his trip it was Troy Letters, Harry Lester, and I think it was Corey Cooperman on that trip.
That's
We brought those guys in, and Gallic came in the week after because we thought we had Cooperman. So Gallic was like came in the week after by himself,
Wow.
and then Cooperman. Well, we all know he went to Minnesota.
But you got Gallic.
Oh
We
my
got
God! Wait,
Gallic.
I forgot Cooperman went there.
Yeah, I definitely forgot that.
Yeah, we thought we had him. We thought it was a
Yeah,
done
he did.
deal.
You're right. That was class
How long was he
2001.
there?
Not even a year,
Minnesota,
right?
he was only there for like
A year, I
a
think.
semester.
This semester, yeah.
Dang. He went to Lehigh.
Then he tried to come back to Iowa State.
He did? Y'all told him nah?
We already had Gallic.
Okay.
But we thought we had Cooperman, Like, man, we had Cooperman, Harry Lester, and
Harry Lester
Letters.
would have been good if you guys could have kept him wrestling folk style. He was
Yeah.
the man.
Yeah, I never watched him wrestle, folks. So I guess.
That's
He
not
was
his name
good.
anymore, though. He doesn't go by Harry, right? What does he go by?
His name is actually Justin.
Justin. Yes, that was it. That's it.
Justin
That's it.
Harry
Which-
Lester.
We actually booked him like he was going on a trip, and the travel agency booked him as Harry Lester, and that's when it was like everybody was like, his name's actually Justin. He has nothing that says it was Harry. So that's literally nobody really knew his name.
Wow. Man of mystery. Okay. Hey JD, did you ever meet Sion? You're from the greater Ames area as it
My
were.
roommate is his club coach.
Yeah.
You were his club
Henson.
coach?
Dwight Henson was his
Dwight
club
Henson.
coach, my roommate.
Oh, okay. So you did know each other.
We did.
Go back.
I didn't really meet you in college. At least I don't think I did.
No.
When at Ames.
I feel like there was a time or two.
Well, see, when you were in college,
JD, what year were you born?
Yeah, JD.
Yeah, he might have been in his dad's nutsack when you were in
Oh
college.
my gosh. Must you be
That's
so
where it comes from, Christian. I don't know
Okay.
if you know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are facts. It doesn't mean it needs said. My gosh, that's not a ration.
Speaking of what he
That's
just
some
said.
Sion behavior.
How is
He
it
brings
that
up,
Sion
he's a
get
bad influence.
chastised?
This is why I can't have him around.
How
He's
does
a bad
Sion get
influence.
chastised and he doesn't?
I'm
You know-
chastising.
You know, wait,
You
wait.
watch him be chastised.
You know what? A lot of people have been asking me, man. Hey.
Oh, here we go. More
Ali
fake stories.
and Ben Askren, like they cuss nonstop. Why can't you go on? I'm like, I don't know, man.
I don't drop any F-bombs, and you were telling stories about prostitutes.
I did not use the word
No
prostitutes.
cursing now.
I said service girls.
There's a difference.
What services do they provide? Don't answer that. JD, what year were you born?
97.
Oh my gosh.
Then
That's when you were in college.
I was in college, and that's when I was discovering the bars. That's when I was starting to make my name and names,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Welch.
Does your name
Yep.
still ring out?
Hey, I think there was not a fraternity. Like, we had recruits, whatever fraternity part. I could get in every fraternity house. I think they used to refer to me as the universal frat brother because I was cool with every fraternity and, like, every party I could go to. Like, so I used to show up like, hey, Sion, where's the party at tonight? All right, let's go check out this frat house. So we used to go from frat house to frat house.
Dang.
I used to have one fraternity used to have what they call beach bash in the middle of winter where they filled their basement with sand. That was always the best one.
That sounds ridiculous.
It was fun.
How do you get the sand? I don't care.
And if you dressed as if you were going to the beach, when you
And
left,
it'd be
you were
like
going to be
snowing
so cold.
outside and girls be running around in bikinis. It was the best one.
Only big old Iowa girls, though.
This talking about a guy that comes from Wisconsin.
I stole a girl
That's
from
a lot of
Kansas,
cheese they eat up
took
there.
her back home. Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
We love all the states here.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Well, I don't know where to go right now. I mean, Sion's here. There's never a...
Well,
he eliminates
I'm waiting
all
on this
segues.
news that I'm thinking is coming, but nothing's
Yeah,
happened
Ben
yet.
is a legend. They love to news dump us. The University of Iowa has... they were looking out for us, whether it's intentional or not. We don't have to wait till next Tuesday to talk about this on FRO. We're able to talk about the biggest... I have a hard time believing there's going to be any news bigger than Iowa adding...
That's pretty damn big news.
That's pretty freaking big.
It's pretty big.
So,
I asked, what other D1 schools actually have girls wrestling?
Sacred Heart and Presbyterian.
That's kind of a shame that none of the other big schools that actually
Well,
have
I
one
think they're going to
has it.
start now.
Well, what we were saying before the show is a lot of schools are like, they don't want to be the first, which, to Ben's point, I think it's an advantage to be first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's such an advantage. I mean, you think about if Iowa, I don't even know if they'd be allowed to start recruiting. I mean, I don't know if they're sanctioned by the NCAA. Iowa women's wrestling sanctioned by the NCAA. But if they're allowed to start recruiting and it takes, say, 6 months for the next program to get added, in that 6 months, you could have almost all of the good talent gobbled up for the next couple recruiting classes.
Gobbled.
Literally.
I mean, because they're all. I mean, the other thing, if they're not under NCAA regulation, they're going to have unlimited scholarships essentially.
I think they
as
gotta
many as
put
they
them
can
on the NCAA
fundraise.
scholarship rules.
Well, if women's wrestling is not a sport, how can they be?
Actually, I guess that's true.
Right? They can't be.
Okay, I want to do a question, promote a question from a friend to earlier in the show.
Okay.
Because I've been thinking about this one a lot. So, criteria over OT. Well, this is a smart guy. He asks, under truth serum, does Kyle Snyder admit he's mad that Sadulayev is the only Russian competing in Oslo? By only Russian Olympian competing in Oslo.
That's
I
a
think
great
it's
question.
first of all,
That's a
incorrect,
very
but-
interesting question.
Yeah, he means medalist. Russian
Nafanov medal.
Nafanov bronze. But we know what he's saying. Dave's
know
going
what
to
he's
kill
saying.
Nafanov. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
yeah.
Whatever.
We get it.
So I think, as I was thinking about this question, one, if you know Kyle Snyder a little bit, I think it's kind of obvious that I think it's the opposite. I think he'd be more bummed if he wasn't able to go, if Sadulayev wasn't there. Because I think Kyle's in a really unique one. He's not like some 3-time All-American that's just trying to get their title. He's got his titles. He has won the Olympics. He's a 2-time world champion. He has a win
Yes.
over Sadulayev. So right now, he has the super, super unique opportunity that very few wrestlers ever get, where you get to measure yourself not against a great, one of the greatest ever.
Yeah.
But Jordan Burroughs has been at this since 2011. He's never had the opportunity to wrestle a GOAT level guy. He himself is one, but it's something that very few wrestlers get. And Kyle gets to measure himself against the best of the best and someone who is on a trajectory to be the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And you get to see your wrestling progress
So
against this
I think
guy.
I could answer this one probably the best because I came up short so many times in Chris Pendleton. And while he was there, I was always excited for the next thing because I always thought I was going to get over the hump. Now, I did one time in Iowa
12.
State, actually, Big 12s, yeah.
Big 12
and
championships.
But so
You could have been
I
doing it in
was
front of a home
excited.
crowd, Ben.
But
Exactly.
You could have been doing it.
Could have been doing it if you were at Iowa
well, they
State.
didn't want him.
I will tell. But when he was gone, I was also excited that he was gone. Like, okay, cool. I don't deal with that dude anymore. That dude was annoying. He beat me 7 times. F him. But then when, like, by the end of my senior year, when I was killing everyone and having success, it's like I had felt like I had progressed greatly. And it was kind of like, I wish I could wrestle him again in folk style to see how it goes. Because I sure think I'm going to beat him right now. I can't prove it because we didn't do it, but that's how I felt, you know? So it's like...
Sounds like that's a match for Flo.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Did he just put out a challenge? Did you just put out a challenge?
I said my senior year in college, so if we can somehow put us back in 2007. So like, I felt multiple ways, right? I was excited while it was happening. I wanted the challenge. When he was gone, I was excited he was gone, and I didn't have to deal with his ass anymore. He was gone. But then it was like, now that I'm killing everyone, I would love to have this challenge one more time to see if I can get it back, because I feel like I made this great progress. So I felt multiple ways about the same situation.
Yeah, I think one difference is at that point you had not won NCAAs, right?
Yeah, that's
so you
true.
were still in pursuit of that. Something that and Kyle has those titles, and he's also beaten him. You had also beaten Pendleton at
one
that point.
time.
So it is pretty similar in that way. I think it's great that he's going. I think Kyle's the kind of guy that I'm not acting like I know Kyle all that well, but I've listened to him talk a lot and kind of understand what he's about, and I think he probably would prefer that he's there.
Yeah, I mean, I think at some point there would be something, even if he would admit it, where it'd be like, and so how many things? He's lost 3 times. So he won in 17. He lost in 18. No, he lost in 18, and then he didn't wrestle him in 19.
Right.
Then he lost in 21. So at some point it'd be like, I can't get over the hump against this dude. This sucks, you know. And there'll be that like depression phase unless he gets over the hump. But if he loses, say, this year and next year, and it's 4 in a row now, he's gonna be like, it will weigh on him very heavily.
Yeah. So, when is that kind of tipping point from where I can get him, I can beat him, and like compare your confidence levels with Chris? You know, as you...
Well, I convinced myself I was going to beat him every time. And, you know, again, maybe that's... Obviously, I only won 1 of 8. But, you know, 1 went to overtime. 1 I was winning in the 3rd period. Another one he won in there a lot of them... There was 2... Maybe 2 that weren't really all that competitive. But there's a lot of them that were. So it was like, I'm right there. I'm literally right there. You know, like... You know, my first match, if I don't get cradled, I win. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, so... So I think he's going to need to be a little closer than he was at the Olympics this year. Otherwise, it's going to be like, damn, what do I do?
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah. I also think, you know, his window, I think over time he's gonna be narrowing the gap as Sadulayev ages. You know, Kyle has the advantage of youth in this rivalry.
But we really don't know how old Sadulayev actually is. Is it? I mean. Is he way past what we think, or is he just a little bit?
I think he's going to turn 28 in October.
That's what they say he is.
No, that's not how old they say he is. They say he's younger than that.
That's what I'm saying. They say him and Kyle are a similar age.
Mm-hmm. They say he's actually younger than Kyle, but that's not.
But you think that's incorrect?
I believe that is incorrect.
Somebody Google the birth certificate.
But Sadulayev hasn't really so he slowed down a little bit this year. We were watching the Russian. He had the close matches. Was it Russians or Europeans or something like that? So there was a little bit of slow because a few years back he was just 10-0ing freaking everyone.
Say bye though, Sion, if you're gonna go.
All right, I gotta go start my team meeting now. So
and where can people follow? Where can people follow you at? Sion Williams on Twitter.
What's your OnlyFans account?
OnlyFans. I don't have one.
What? Not what I heard.
But my Twitter is at CyonW, CYONW.
That's easy.
All right. I'm a simple person. Once again, Ben, thank you for having me on the show.
You got it.
Here we go.
Fans, I probably won't get to see y'all again for another year until Ben's back in town and Christian locks the door as soon as I go out.
Oh, my gosh. The drama queen.
The next time I'm on, I'm going to have to bring that contract he sent over for me to sign, you know, and
bring it.
We'll put it up. I'll have Tyler in the control room, you know, get that up on the screen, you know.
You do that.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Sion.
Thank you.
All right. The one and only Sion Williams. JD, lock that door. Okay.
So, hey, my friend Kyle sent me a quick message, and he wants to
Kyle
say...
Snyder?
Not Kyle Snyder. But the ninja's age. Remember that? He's listening to the show. And he said he put the correct age in the system. I just didn't catch it, so it was my fault.
You didn't catch it. I think he's clear. I think that
He's
clears
clear.
him.
He's good. His kid's really cute. It's great.
Cute kid. Man, 4-year-olds. Holy cow.
They're very funny at that age.
They're hilarious.
Hilarious. Yes.
Very funny. Okay. So, JD, what do you think? Do you think Kyle wants Sadulayev there or no?
I think he probably does. I know I sure as hell wouldn't, but there's a reason I'm not a world and Olympic champion. So
Yet.
that's true.
Yet.
As we said, I'm still young.
Yeah, you're still very young. 97. So, yeah, I think I really do think he wants to wrestle him again.
Yes.
Also,
Yeah, I mean, because the other connotation is if he beats him, and he would probably have to do it multiple times. But if he were to beat him, say the next 21, 22, 23, 24, say if he's going to go down as the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you beat Sadulayev that many times in a row, so there's also that to add to it, because if you beat him, there's so much tied with it.
If Sadulayev were to lose, do you think he would take some time away and come back, or what do you think?
I think I think him wrestling here when no one else is to me saying like he realizes that he's going to be one of the greatest of all time, and he wants to get all those titles.
Yes.
Hold on.
Oh, do we have the news yet? Click it.
Also, Sadulayev there, not that Snyder thinks this way, but I would think this way, gives you a built-in excuse not to win. If Sadulayev doesn't go, you better freaking win if you're Kyle Snyder.
All right, go ahead, Ben. I don't know what this
It's the SEC put out an announcement, but I don't even know what it means yet. The presidents and chancellors have voted to confirm that each SEC university has now the discretion to determine criteria and methods to provide education-related benefits and academic awards. So that means they give them more scholarship or is that limiting scholarships or something? Because that would be crazy. Because that means they give as many scholarships as they want. I need to look up this decision, Alston versus NCAA.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
And how does
that impact wrestling?
Well, because if they could give as many scholarships as they want.
There's no teams.
Okay,
well, Missouri is
the Supreme Court
the SEC.
affirmed the lower court's injunction of NCAA rules that restrict education-related benefits to Division I basketball and bowl division. Yeah, that's what that means. It means they can give it. That's what it feels like it means.
So what's that mean for wrestling? What's that got to do
That
with
Mizzou's got 17 scholarships. What's up now?
Really?
I don't know. That's what I'm guessing. Let me find out.
All right. Well,
You guys keep talking. I'll do my research.
We'll keep talking. Yeah. Ben, I ordered you tacos.
Yeah, where's my damn tacos at?
Oh, hold on. I've got a notification from Uber Eats. They're preparing our order. They want me to. Yeah.
Come on, Uber Eats, get these damn tacos here.
9:25 is the ETA, so that should be perfectly. They'll be nice and cooled off.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get the answer here.
All right. Well,
what if Mizzou got 17 scholarships?
That would be a huge advantage.
With Jesse Mendez. Go to Mizzou already, damn it.
You give him 2 scholarships?
Listen, I might give you an NIL deal. Am I breaking rules right now? I don't know, but the NCAA can't sanction me.
Feels like you're.
What do they do to me? NCAA, what are you gonna do?
Well, you would be considered. What is it? Someone
a donor or booster or something?
Yeah, because you're a prominent alum.
Prominent alum.
Are you prominent?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think you probably would.
But the NCAA can't sanction me. I have real businesses.
That's true.
Yeah, I could give Jesse Mendez like $20,000 and just give me 4 camps for the next whatever many years.
Yeah.
Never know.
Hey, I'd do that for half. I do 8 camps for 10. So just think about it.
8 camps for 10. I will consider.
It's a lot to weigh.
Good deal.
But
you would have to go and score points for Mizzou at the NCAAs.
Yes, that's going to be the tougher part.
Yeah, it's tough. That's tough. I don't know if we're going to have eligibility issues, skill level issues.
That's the first one.
Okay.
That's going to be the first one.
Got it.
Breaking in that lineup. What is Missouri going to do with their starting lineup next year? Do you have any intel?
So up to no, I don't.
All right, he's.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Sorry. I know this is like Schefter on ESPN.
I know. I am too. I'm reading the.
You're trying to read about what is it? So what are you finding over there, JD?
The Alston decision granted universities.
Yeah, we need a legal team. Where's our legal team?
The opportunity to provide student athletes with additional education-related benefits such as computers, science equipment, and musical instruments, along with direct financial support in the form of academic achievement awards up to the legally established maximum of $5,980 per year.
So that's what he's so up to 5,000. That means they can give him an extra 6,000 on top of the scholarship, I guess. And then is that not counted against their scholarships?
For what? What do they
I
get
believe
6,000
so. For academic achievement awards.
Wow.
Okay,
so like.
So maybe that means. So I know with certain athletes, I think Peyton Mako, I believe, he had some extra scholarships from other people, not from Mizzou, because he was like 4.2 whatever nerdy stuff, and he could not accept those scholarships because it would have went above whatever the limit was. So maybe that's what it means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe so.
But this still just says up to that.
So it could go. It looks like it's 6,000 above whatever the scholarship is.
Okay. Next.
Okay. Each semester, you can earn an extra 3,000. It's up to the school how they will award it. Beyond the scholarship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little extra money. Yeah. So that's good, but this only applies to
SEC.
Missouri.
So that's only Mizzou. Tremendous.
Other conferences will
advantage.
follow suit.
Hey, listen.
So great.
It is also like hilarious that the SEC is paving the way with because they're like give us every advantage.
Hey, they have elite academic institutions, JD. I don't know what you're gonna say about the South. Don't say anything bad about the South. The South
Yes.
has elite.
You better not.
institutions.
You ought not,
They
young
actually
man.
call Alabama the Harvard of the South.
I don't
think
think
they do that.
those words have ever been used until today. So that's a brand new word combo for humanity. Next question. We're kind of all over the place. That's
all over the place.
But this question was something that I've been thinking about this morning as well when it got texted to me from Michael Novak, who's a prominent Iowa wrestling fan and message board legend.
He's not offering extra scholarships to people, is he?
He's
NL
not.
Ideals.
Not at this point. But who's to say? If they both retired today, whose wrestling career would you rather have, David Taylor or Kyle Dake? I thought this answer was easy, but apparently it's very split.
Wait, say that again. Sorry, I was not listening.
If both retired today,
Wow.
whose wrestling career
Why would
you
it
rather
be
have?
easy? I mean, so essentially, here's what you're taking. Do you value the Olympic title that much more than a world title? And if so, do you value 4 NCAA titles that much more than 2?
Well, I would say David Taylor has all those
So you want
things.
David.
Yes.
But you don't have the 4-time NCAA championship.
Let me paint a picture. No, I don't. I am a 4-time NCAA team champion.
That's bull. No one cares about that.
No one you wouldn't have cared if you had.
I mean, it would have been nice, but it wasn't because of me. I can only score so many points. I'm only.
It would have
one weight
absolutely
class.
been because of you, if it had happened.
I would have really loved for that to happen, but I do not count that to my individual resume.
Well, I'm not. I don't honestly think it's a factor, like a huge factor. It's just part of it. I mean,
You guys should put a poll up. Put a Twitter poll up on your.
I don't think it should be part of it.
a team title.
I don't think so,
When you're the
JD.
main
Well,
team.
we're asking whose individual career do you want?
Dude,
Yeah.
what would be more? All right. Okay, hold on.
Take the team titles
Yeah, I
out
think
of
the
it.
team title's out of it. Do you want the Olympic title? Because they both have 2 championships of the world. David's happens to be at a world, Kyle's happens to be at 2 worlds. David's had one of them at an Olympics, but they're essentially the same thing, right?
They're not.
But they really are. From a competitive standpoint, they are the same thing. Okay. Now one has more prestige because of the other things around it, but then Kyle has 2 more of the NCAA titles. Now David also has 2 more Hodge trophies. Kyle doesn't.
One
have
more
any.
Hodge trophy.
One more. Yes. That's kind of think what it breaks down to. I would be very curious if you put a poll on your website or Twitter, what it would turn out to be.
Well, I think it would get a little noisy because I think people would say, well, who would win in a match? And I think that's obviously a very different discussion. But NCAA, World, Olympic, that's like the things you want to have. I also think...
You also want to beat the guy
All
and
right,
dig
hold
to that a
on. Well,
bunch.
we could take turns here. All right.
Yeah,
so
and you've also beat
think-
the guy. That counts a
did?
lot.
That's what's really it for me.
So you would take Jaden Cox's career over both of them because of the head-to-head?
Well, Jaden's got 2 worlds, and he's got.
Well, first of all, I think I might go David
Jaden
still.
doesn't have The 4 NCAAs.
Yes,
He's got 3.
he got 3.
But the 4 NCAAs is so prestigious because this is something you look up to in America, and there's only been 4 of them ever.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
this is something.
Only one at 4 different weights.
Only one at 4 different weights. So
I just think it's a little.
the 4 different weights thing, I actually don't get as excited about as some people.
Yes, I don't either.
I don't either, but it's kind of a cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It's very.
It will definitely never happen again, in my opinion.
I'm very curious to see what people will say. I think people will pick David, but they also, if you put who do you like more, David's going to win that in a popularity contest by a long shot.
I don't know, man.
David's going to win in a popularity contest over Kyle. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Maybe so. Well, he wrestled for Penn State, which has
That helps.
So let me. Whose wrestling career would you rather have had? Can you imagine how fun it is to wrestle your entire career for the rock tour that was Penn State wrestling for those 4 years in Rec Hall?
That's cool.
That is a really cool thing. And to be winning NCAA titles, not only as an individual but as a team, that is really cool and really fun as well. And then you go on. He hasn't lost since 2017.
David,
okay?
yeah.
David Taylor.
But so
Didn't
I mean, the
compete
other
for a
thing
year.
is,
Actually,
but-
kind of too, because 2020 a little
He was
shaky in there too.
He beat Miles Martin.
So,
And Jordan
but the other
Burroughs,
thing with
but
Yeah.
Kyle, we're basing if Kyle wins the Olympics this year, so he wins one more match, then he lost. Right.
Well-
hold on. If he wins one, then you're saying Kyle very clearly because he has an extra title and he has the 4 over the 2. So if Kyle wins one more match, you're saying it's very evidently Kyle. So don't act like it's obviously David.
2 more matches because he would have to have won the match he lost that he was tech fauled in, and then have to beat the guy who tech fauled in.
Okay, fine.
So it's not 1 match; it's 2. And yes, if Dake had won the Olympics, then it's Dake, right?
Mistake, yes.
But it's
So I don't think it's that obvious.
well, it is obvious because he did not win. It is obvious. I mean, it's not.
Who did
it's not
David
obvious.
wrestle in the finals?
Hassan Yazdani Cherati.
Yeah, he's good.
I agree.
last time they were both at 86, Cal Dake won.
This is a good point.
But that was
what is the record, Christian? What's the record? How many?
Well, is it
7?
It's not close.
It's would you rather have the
It's whose career. It's not who would win. It's not who.
I understand, but if that factors in, if you're saying I get these 2 things, and one says I've beaten this dude so many times, and the other one says I have lost to this dude so many times, and I'm picking between the 2, that is absolutely a factor.
Yes.
It's a huge factor.
Huge factor.
Cal Dake can always say, "Yeah, you got your Olympic title, but I've owned you.
Okay, all right. Well, if you had won the
You
Olympics,
had to go up because you couldn't beat me."
If you had won the Olympics, would you have rather had a Chris Pendleton's career or your career?
Chris Pendleton never had any world level success,
I know.
so it's way different.
Well, it's way different, but it's like the college and the.
And Chris didn't have 4 titles. I had as many as he did.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like that's the biggest factor. So I mean, if Kyle was like a one-time champ and like a world team member and he had 7 wins, obviously that one line item is not going to weigh out. But their numbers are obviously they're similar, right? You're picking which one you value more because Kyle's got more NCAA titles. He has more wins over David. And then he also has, I know you're saying it's not the same thing, but a world level title. They're equivalent. They're both at 2.
Look, for the record, I would go David Taylor's career because people outside of wrestling care much more about Olympic title than a world wrestling title. I'd be taking my gold medal down to 6th Street and saying, look, I'm an Olympic champion, partying. It's a little different with the
Yes.
world
JD just
title.
thinks about things and how it would enhance his partying.
Exactly. That's why I'm not a world and Olympic champion. But that's also why I picked David Taylor's career, because you say, hey, I'm an Olympic gold medalist. Everyone outside of wrestling is just, oh, that's awesome. They're never questioning, yeah, but you also lost to this dude a bunch.
Yeah, I think, and you know what? Well, it'll be more.
So gun to your head. Are you picking David?
Yeah.
Really?
If
He won the Olympics.
But into this, if David Taylor could have made the team at 74 when he weighed 74 kilos, does he ever go up? Does he ever build his body up to 86 kilos?
I think he
Seems
probably
like he probably
outgrows
does.
it, especially with the day of weigh-ins. I think he definitely outgrows it.
Think about when he.
Maybe he might have been there for a couple more years. He probably would have tried to stay there through 16. If he was the guy, he's there. He probably would have tried to stay there.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, you look at David in 2014, just like just look at pictures of him wrestling for Penn State.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
Just like the face and everything,
Yeah.
you could tell. So he matured so much after graduating.
Yeah.
That, I think he would have probably had to go up. But I think you're exactly right. If he made the team in 15 somehow, he would have stuck it out through 16. I think it is. I think it's Taylor. I know a lot of people think Dake. It's obviously close, and it's so.
What do you think Dake would say? Being Truth Serum Kyle Dake.
Truth Serum Dake?
Ooh,
Who
that's a good
knows?
one.
He would probably
That's a good
twist the question and break my
Yeah, but you inject him with Truth Serum. There is.
And
I
it's
know.
a gun to your
Yes or
head,
no?
and he's got to choose one.
I bet he would choose his own.
I think he would choose his
Yeah.
own. Yeah.
It is a great trump card to just be like, yeah, but what's our record against each other?
Yeah, and winning 4 is an amazing. But here's the thing: should we factor? It seems like we're giving equal weight to college as international when college's age group.
Sure, but
For a
Champion of
nation.
students.
but you got to think of what they think about it as kids growing up. It is this very prestigious thing, and he's
They're not kids now.
I understand, but sometimes things always retain that value.
that it
He's
shouldn't.
one of 4 people to ever win 4 titles, and so so you could say it's age level or it's national, but the other people didn't do it. They all had the same opportunity, and he did it and they didn't. So you can say whatever you want about it, but he did it and they didn't. They had the same opportunity.
He did the ballsiest thing ever when he went up
Yeah,
for his
that's
4th.
pretty
That's
ballsy.
the craziest. I still think about that.
Yeah,
I think about
he
that all the
could easily
time.
stayed at 57.
I was like, he really went up when he had 3 titles to take on the Hodge Trophy winner, and then he
more.
beat him 3 times. That is still,
That's crazy.
I mean, it's just so insane to do that and to have that level of belief and just go out and do it, and could have been the ultimate backfire.
Talking yourself into Dake.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not.
Or are you?
No, because he didn't win the Olympics, and maybe it shouldn't be so simple as to that. But if he had won titles at 74, I mean, it's not even about the weight; it's about who was in the weight.
Yeah.
In the 79 weight, but now we'll see. He's going to win the worlds now.
Kyle Dake.
Kyle Dake's going to win the worlds. David Taylor's going to win the worlds again. So they're gonna stay kind of even.
Yes.
However you view them, they're not going to pull further apart from each other. I don't know. It's certainly close. I think just after. I mean, he not just winning the Olympics, how he won the Olympics, who he beat at the Olympics. He didn't run some insane gauntlet or whatever. But you can't control that at an Olympic weight, really.
Yeah.
And he still did have to be an Olympic champion.
Yes.
Who he had wrestled twice before. It gets harder and harder, obviously, to beat someone that's really, really good that many times in a row, I think. So,
I mean, he is loved vastly in Iran.
David?
No, Yazdani.
Oh, yeah.
He's their champion.
Yeah, he's got to be the best athlete in the entire nation, right?
I would assume
I don't
so.
know anything about other Iranian sports.
What are the other Iranian sports? Basketball? Just kidding.
Number 1 sport.
It's a fun conversation.
Wrestling, horse racing, and ritualistic bodybuilding are the traditional sports.
Ritualistic
What makes
bodybuilding.
what makes it ritualistic, JD?
I don't know.
I was doing the same question. As
You do ritualistic bodybuilding,
No,
Ben?
I wasn't
And
really
Wikipedia says soccer.
It says soccer. Freestyle wrestling is
football is the most
contingent-
important sport. Is the most popular sport.
Football?
Yeah, it says freestyle wrestling has
Freestyle
traditionally been
wrestling.
regarded as Iran's national sport. However, football is the biggest now.
Ben, seeing you in person, you are looking pretty lean. I can tell you're.
I had a nice steak dinner last night though,
Ooh.
so and I allegedly I'm getting breakfast tacos at some point, so maybe I won't be.
Let's check my Uber Eats app. I had to reinstall Uber Eats.
Jeez Louise.
We had a notification 3 minutes ago. Let's
What are
see
the
what
good
they said.
questions do we have? Because I don't.
David has your order. You'll get an alert when it's at your door. So now we need David Bray to get it from David, our delivery person. 6 minutes away.
I don't have the doc, so I can't tell you what the next question is. I want to answer.
No, we're gonna keep you on your toes throughout. Hey, did you want to play? Do we have some submitted questions, JD? You want to
Oh,
tee up?
those are fun. I wish more people would do that.
We got some voicemails.
Keith
and
Gothard?
whatnot. Yeah.
Keith, he's a big fan. He messages.
He is the self-proclaimed number one FRL fan.
We should power rank them.
Power rank him.
The number one hater is probably Sion.
All right. Do we want to play these?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Keith Gothard
Hey
from
guys,
Illinois.
Keith Gothard from Illinois. In regards to my last call about Spencer Lee losing a match this year, I've had a few minutes to think about that, and I'm
Wait,
going
we
to
didn't
pull
hear the
the
first
classic
call.
FRL Christian Piles pivot.
Yeah, what?
Well, he said he called, and he called back.
Wait, is it a double call?
Double call.
He gave the old double call.
We should play both calls, right?
Well, yeah. I think it's in there. He called in saying Spencer Lee is not or is going to lose this year.
Hey guys, Keith Gothard from Illinois, number one FRL fan.
Whoa.
I don't really have a question. I'm just walking my daughters around the neighborhood thinking about wrestling. And I have a prediction. Spencer Lee's going to lose a match this year.
Stop.
That's my prediction.
Okay.
I mean, he's probably still going to win the national championship, but he's going to lose a match. Mark it in the books.
Wait, so then he calls back.
Yeah, mark it
and
in
he
the
wants
books
to
for
do-
about 10 minutes.
He wants to do a typical Christian Piles pivot.
Don't call
this.
this.
Is typical.
That is not typical.
Hey, JD,
What's the last pivot I did?
The Christian Piles pivot. You just pivoted. You picked Kyle Day's career.
No, I did not.
You did. You pivoted.
You lied. That's a classic Ben Askren lie.
Hey guys, Keith Gothard from Illinois. In regards to my last call about Spencer Lee losing a match this year, I've had a few minutes to think about that, and I'm going to pull the classic FRL Christian Piles pivot from that position, and I'm going to say
no, dude. He's the
Spencer
one
Lee
fan.
is definitely not going to lose a match. Now that I thought about it.
Listen,
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
My man just called. Why did we play our call? My man called and said, he didn't even ask a damn question. He just said, Spencer Lee's going to lose. And he called back and said, nah, Spencer Lee ain't going to lose. What?
you know what? Keith Gothard, you are not the number one fan if you're saying change your minds to Christian Piles pivot. A classic.
No,
That's
that makes you the
classic.
number one fan.
That's nonsense.
He's our number one fan.
You know what? I got to start screening these. I got to start screening these calls. JD's just going to put
Where's
in the...
Johnny from Roanoke?
Probably in Roanoke.
Probably not. He wishes he lived
Probably
there.
in jail.
Yeah, he's incarcerated. He's at the New River Correctional Facility.
Oh, man, JD, did you scream that?
Okay, so why don't we talk about what he's actually talking about? Not being the number one fan. We know that's not the case.
Okay.
Spencer Lee losing a match this year.
Is Vito Wrestling 125?
There's a good
He
chance.
should.
Because if he doesn't, then I don't see there
Here's
being
the
any
thing.
chance.
They're gonna evaluate with Greg. If they think Greg's ready to go and make a splash and do big things, they'll go with him at 25. He's
Yeah.
at 25 for sure. But if he's not ready to be splashy, I think maybe Vito goes down. So I would say it's not yet determined. Maybe they know. I think at the Olympics, I don't think it was known. So don't know. So all right. There's Vito. Here's the people. Okay. There's very few people that can actually be.
So percentage rank these. So Vito, I'm giving him a very small chance, but still possible. I want to say everyone else is kind of zero.
Yeah, so I would say there's Vito is a name to say. There's Patrick Glory.
He's gonna be the next, but isn't it zero?
0?
Oh, wait, 0.1?
0.1%.
I mean, would you have ever picked Nick Piccanini to win?
Well, that year, yes, there was. Didn't he? He lost before that to Seabass,
Okay, well,
right? That year.
Pretty sure he also like majored pick before that.
yeah, it pinned him maybe.
Yeah,
I
he
think-
had
I thought
pinned
it
him.
was
He
like
had pinned him, beat him by
10-5 or
he had pinned him and beat him by decision.
Listen, yeah. I say Spencer Lee does not lose.
Okay, that's the safe.
And also
That's
like
obviously the where you put. Your
Okay, so who else do you give a percentage?
Of any level of a shot too.
Yeah, and a percentage greater than 1. How about that?
Glory, I give a percentage greater than 1.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't.
I do with the not fully healthy Spencer.
We could do this right now. We can do it. If you give him a percentage greater than 1, we'll say 2%. I will give you 5,000 to 1 odds on him, plus 5,000. You want to make the bet? How much? How much are we betting? So you're going to pay me money. I will pay you 50x if he loses.
I'll put $10 on that. I'll put
Give me $10.
$1.
You chicken! You want to bet $10?
The Christian Piles flip.
Christian Piles pivot.
You know what happened? When I said 10, Ben started to do multiplication and get a little nervous.
It was
the price of Bitcoin.
500. It was only 500.
The price of Bitcoin. That's not.
Yeah, 50 times 10.
Okay.
50x.
Yeah. So but the price of Bitcoin, by the time you lose, who knows what it's gonna be? It's on the way down. So I saw you got nervous. I was like, oh, I don't want to do this to my friend. I don't really want that much. Never been asking for money, and now
I did the math. That's fine.
Okay. All right. 10
Let's do it.
all
$10
day. All day.
Spencer
Also,
Lee, you my guy. He doesn't believe in
I believe.
Now you got to get Soriano to come back, do everything in your power, and get him to go 125.
Yeah. What if Soriano comes back?
We just made a bet on Patrick Glory.
Oh, that is true.
It's only Patrick Glory?
Yeah, that's all you get. You get Patrick Glory.
The odds are.
I thought I was
Shit. Give me my $10 right now.
No.
I'm not going to see you again. Just pay off.
I'm paying you in tacos in 5 minutes.
Good deal.
Yeah, no. Well, okay. The case for Spencer losing is one thing. He's gutting it out this year for the team. But to counter my own counter, the only point I think you can make, I don't think we will see Spencer if he's not 100.
So he did an interview yesterday that I didn't get to watch, but a couple people tweeted me and said it was good.
Okay. Oh, he was on Bussin' with the Boys.
What is that?
I didn't listen to it, but I did see someone say he said he would consider MMA, which was...
I saw that too. That was shocking to me. Yes.
Because Spencer is not a guy that... the MMA thing is like... It's part like the training and the fighting, all that, but playing the game of the talking and the trash talk and the tension... I don't think that's.
I mean, I think it is
Spencer.
becoming a little more mainstream to where, like, if you did it 10, 15 years ago, you were kind of like out there a little bit, and now it's kind of this more accepted thing within society. But yes, I mean, like a super uber traditional program like Iowa, they have not had a lot of guys go fight. Have they had anyone at a high level?
No.
Nobody, right? Zero. So yeah, I mean, because it's kind of has been looked down upon. I would be shocked. He was probably just talking out of his butt. I mean, if he decided to fight, he would be obviously good at it, very good at it. But I don't see that happening.
Who's the current? Who's the champ that just won? The Mexican American or maybe
Brandon Moreno.
Yeah.
Brandon Moreno.
Moreno. He's like more low key. He's not like a.
He is. He's super
really cool.
Wholesome.
Really
super
good
wholesome,
dude.
Yeah.
He's a beast too. So maybe you don't have to be like a
you don't have to be.
Chunja.
You're not going to make as much money, but it's fine. They're still making good money, way more than wrestling.
Yeah, I am surprised. Brandon Moreno, flyweight champion.
Yeah, he's good.
There's lightweight, featherweight, bantamweight, There's so many.
There's 9 weight classes.
So many.
I think that's about appropriate. So when I think about, like, we talk about freestyle wrestling weights a lot because the Olympic one is 6. I think somewhere. I think 9 is like I really actually like the fighting weights. So you got 125, 35, 45, 55, 70. So that's where I could see 65 instead of 70.
Yeah.
85. But those are still only 15-pound gaps, whereas 74 to 86 is a 23-pound gap, right? Much larger. So I could still see a 65. I could go 65, 75, and then like a 90 or 95. And then like a 215-ish one, and then a heavyweight. It would be 9 weight classes.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I wish they would just use the numbers, like flyweight.
Yeah.
How much is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why fighting is in obviously boxing. Boxing is even more confusing because they have boxing is like every 4 pounds.
I mean, when lightweight is like the 4th heaviest one, or like, yeah,
it's heavier than 3 other weight classes.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember when UFC started, lightweight was the lowest one. So, and remember, lightweight doesn't have the same, like, boxing welterweight is only 147 or something, whereas MMA welterweight's 170. So, when UFC chose the lightweight, I mean, if you go all the way back, UFC was only 1 weight class, but they didn't add 145 and under until they bought the WEC, which was like 2009 or 10 or somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to see Spencer Lee fight.
Heck yeah. You got to figure he'd be.
Gavin Teasdale's fighting too as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, making his MMA debut in like a month, I think.
Oh, Nickel this Friday.
Dude, someone sent me the.
Bo's going to be good.
The card.
Really good.
Yeah.
If
The
he's
card
not
is
like
absurd.
challenging for a title in a major organization, I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Give it 3 years.
3 years?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Listen to this card, though, and I'm going to send Tyler the graphic.
The names on this card.
Supreme Patty is fighting
Oh,
John
that's a YouTuber
Cabana.
thing.
These are YouTubers?
Yeah, Spring Pat is a YouTuber.
Skinny from the 9 is fighting Terry Business.
Terry Business.
And then Bo Nickel is fighting David Conley.
Do you think they own Pete Harris?
Which David Conley got 43% of the vote of who's going to win.
How many fights has he had?
I have no idea.
What's his name?
They don't put a
David
record. They put a
Conley.
record for everybody who is 0-0 except David Conley, who they did not list a record for in this graphic.
Let's see.
He's 1-0. So he's undefeated.
There's also David Conley that did a mass shooting inside Houston.
Okay, I don't think it's that one.
Yeah, I don't think
He's
so.
31-year-old and he's had one fight. His career earnings are $0.
This is not the best decision you ever made, David Conley. You might
No.
regret this one.
Maybe, but maybe he'll get some career earnings now. That would be an advantage. Hey,
Like
we were talking about
$500
Spencer Lee, and now we're talking about Terry Business and David Conley somehow.
I love it.
Shout out Bo Nickel. Hope you win and are good at MMA. But I think the only case, there's the card, the co-main of Terry Business and Skinny from the 9, which I think is a Breaking Bad character, but also
Who is Terry Business? Look at him.
Terry Business? See,
They're trying to build him up into this like nerdy,
Yeah.
skinny little guy, right?
yeah,
right?
I think he
I gotta look this up.
he sold me life
But
insurance.
he's got more votes. They think he's gonna win.
Yeah.
Wait,
He's
but
all
this is
business.
okay. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Look very closely here. Bo Nickel has 67% of the vote. David Conley has 43. These son of guns can't even do math. No
think it's-
math on this website.
I don't think it's math.
67 and 43. I see it right
Dang.
there.
I think they just don't know who Bo Nickel is.
No,
But
JD.
That means that's 110.
That's 110%.
That's 110.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no,
That's
it's
57.
57. It sure looked like 67 from here.
Wow.
Doesn't it? From here?
Too close to call. It's like Pennsylvania.
Okay, I gotta look up Terry Business. This
All
is
right,
classic.
Terry Business. Yeah. Who wins, Terry Brands or Terry Business?
Well, if he's got 57% of the vote, Terry Brands is gonna have a rough night.
Yeah. I think Terry Brands would tear Terry Business up, personally.
Terry Business. Let's see who this guy is.
We're just not going to talk about Spencer Lee. It's just not.
There's a Terry Business College of Business in Georgia. You want to go there?
Let's go. Let's enroll.
Sounds legit.
Who is Terry Business? He's a viral meme star. He got heavily involved in the world of business at an early age. Has always had the mindset of an entrepreneur. Terry now owns multiple businesses, including a CBD manufacturing firm.
Okay.
Surprised you didn't know that.
See, he chiefs those big CBD clouds. big vape guy. All right. So, what is the percentage chance of that Spencer Lee takes a loss this year?
Okay, so if you tell me Nick Sirianno and Vito are not in the weight class, I'm giving like 0.4%, maybe 0.3, very a number smaller than 1.
I won't count injury defaults as losses.
Yeah. So if you tell me Nick Sirianno and Vito are in the weight class, then you're gonna raise that number quite a bit.
Well, no crap, man.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be it's not gonna be 1%. Like
Yeah.
if you give me Nick Sirianno and Vito, I'm gonna say it's 20 to 30% that he's gonna lose.
Whoa.
He's gotta be both them dudes. Yeah.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
really go one way than the other. I think this
Especially if Nick goes to Penn State, they're dueling Penn State. He's gonna have them at the Big Tens, and then he'll have to wrestle 1 or 2 of them at NCAAs.
and the duel.
Yeah.
Potentially. So potentially 3 meetings. Yeah.
Nick, I don't know if you know this. Nick Sirianno's good. I actually believe you might have picked him last week to win the World Team Trials.
Nailed it. I don't.
I think I picked him too.
I think we all maybe did. Maybe JD.
So we
picked
kind of
Seth
think he's
Curry.
good.
I think he's really good. I mean, I think 25 is probably his best weight. Really, as tough as a cut that might be, I think that's what I learned is freestyle. He looked he certainly looked better at DeGlane at 57 than he did at World
Yes.
Team Trials at 61.
Yes.
But then it's a classic. Do you attribute that to guys just sometimes don't look as good at tournaments, and it has nothing to do with the weight class. So I don't want to slide all the. Yeah, it's just. I'm not saying it's because.
Well, I mean,
he was too
really,
small.
and the argument you're making there is like, and I guess we kind of saw it was like, is NATO better at 61 than 57? Because NATO looked really good. He beat up on Joe Colon, obviously, and then I guess then you would also have to make the argument, and we'd have to have more trials here or more matches. Is Dayton that much better at 61? Because we sure thought, holy crap, Dayton at 61, he looks freaking crazy good.
Yes, he looked supreme.
If Dayton is way better, then that means NATO's better because NATO had a better tournament. So then Nick is he better at 61 or is he better at 57 just because the 61 pounders are better at 61?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So all the factors weighed in because there's two big things we don't know: Vito and Nick.
Why do we not know we never know anything about Nick? We even did a film on him.
We did a film about it.
Send someone to his house.
Where does he live?
New Jersey somewhere?
I think he lives in Arizona.
In a van down by the river.
Matt Foley. Okay, let's go to some more questions. Will the Thrill Band? Will Ben eat so many tacos that he'll have to stay in Austin after his seat breaks on the plane?
Man, they got those seatbelt extenders on the plane.
Yeah.
You kind of feel guilty when those come out, but I mean, worst case, I get a seatbelt extender.
You just get an extender. The amount of tacos you'd have to eat to max out the plane.
Yes.
You know what's always a weird thing on planes when they're like, yeah, we need some people to move from the front row to the back row or whatever. It's like, man, it's that final line. Like if we all just got in the back, it's like what we're gonna.
Yeah.
That's one thing that freaks me out.
Fuel usage and other things,
Yeah.
So.
Do any pilots listen to this?
So my buddy John Kim came down. He's my Funky Crypto podcast host, and his girlfriend that's with him is actually a private jet pilot. Well, so I can ask her, I can grill her on this topic if you want.
On those, it makes sense. They're much smaller in general,
but not.
When I'm on a Delta, whatever, and it's like, we need 2 people to move from here to here.
So I haven't actually seen that on a big one. I've seen it on a small one for sure, and then I've seen them also say like one time it was a couple weeks ago. It was a flight delayed, and they said they had to move. So since they had to take some luggage off, they had to move the luggage around to balance the weight or whatever. Yeah. I'm not talking like a giant plane, but a 3-in-3 plane. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah. I think it's happened on those. All right, any pilots listening? Hopefully you're not listening while flying the plane. I need you to focus.
Or if it was a podcast, it'd be great. I
don't think so. I think they need to just.
It's mostly autopilot. They don't got to land and take off.
I'm just gonna go ahead and prefer that you don't. We're so hilarious and entertaining. They could completely lose track of what's happening in their lives. Okay, Jordan Hildreth. We'll just keep this. This is just taco questions.
Only taco questions.
Yes, that's it.
Carne guisada. JD didn't know about that one.
I ordered some.
Oh yeah. Where's Mark Bader at when we need him too?
Going to Austin next weekend. What's a must-hit taco spot?
Oh God.
Tacos Guerrero, on the intersection of Cesar Chavez and Pleasant Valley.
Man,
right there.
You know what's
Orange Taco Shed. One lady doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, I mean, Austin is just so unique compared to, especially if we talk about the Midwest. It's like you go down a couple blocks and you're seeing stuff you never even see in the Midwest. I mean, on the way here, on my scooter ride over 3 miles, I think I saw like 15 different food truck parks.
They're everywhere.
There's so much good food here. Like there's enough good food in like a couple square blocks in Austin than like hundreds of square miles of where I live.
Yeah, this is not like this is a place if you're looking for a super authentic Austin food truck type of situation. Tacos Guerrero. Look it up. It's not a bunch of hipster looking people lining up for. This is like
sometimes hipsters cook good food though.
Yeah, this is the real deal. You will love it.
Okay, gun to your head, JD. What's your favorite food truck in Austin?
He's never been to
food
Tacos
truck.
Guerrero.
Any food truck of any type.
Just truck. I might go El Primo. They're my favorite breakfast tacos.
Really? Where's that?
South First Street.
South 1.
Primo. I'll check that out.
All right.
It's pretty good. Bader will tell you that It's like his favorite.
Someone pointed out a pizza place to me last time. It's not a food truck, but they serve by the slice. I can't remember what it was. It was maybe on South Congress.
Oh, Home Slice.
What?
Home Slice.
That was so good. Oh
yeah,
my god,
pretty good. If you want like not authentic tacos, but still very good tacos, go to Velvet Taco downtown. They do some like funky ones too. The brisket taco is really good.
Yeah, there's a lot. You can't go wrong in Austin. So enjoy your trip. One more question. Our tacos are here, Ben.
Yes.
Can you bring King G to Austin for a documentary on Russia? Well, we've done some documentaries on Russia.
Okay, we didn't need to be sure. So listen, I don't want this to be insulting to King G. Okay. But we need to make sure he's got the real connection, so he knows really, like he's within their training program. Because it'd be like picking out someone from Iowa and assuming they know what's going on in the Penn State training room.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't.
I don't think he's. I'm not saying he's like on the inside or whatever. We're not gonna
because he lives in Moscow. I want someone who's down in the Caucasus region.
You know they just had camp in Moscow.
But they don't. That's not. I want them down. I want them down.
That's like Colorado Springs. Yeah, they have the camp there. Yes, they don't want training there.
Yeah, I want that. I want the guy who's got the secret camera in the Penn State room, which I've thought about installing. If I can pay someone.
You think they don't do a sweep for that every day?
There's no way Kale does. He's no ex-cap.
He's doing billions.
Just think if Bono didn't hate Wisconsin, where he's now at.
Yep.
You could have.
I could have known all of Kale's secrets.
Do you think he knew his secrets then?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
That was 2001. Now he's probably like just starting to start thinking in that direction.
The number one secret to Kale's success is just getting the best recruits that are actually going to pan out.
Oh, I disagree.
Yeah, I do too.
I disagree.
I don't think that's the number one. I think I do.
That's the number one factor to like his success.
Well, I think we don't know because he's so secretive. But the argument that I make, and I don't know if Christian's gonna make the same argument or what he's gonna say, is that he is essentially, if we made a top 20 college wrestlers of all time, he's put 5 guys in that category.
Yeah.
And in a really, really short window. I mean, we're talking about an 8 to 10 year window. And he's just elevated him to such a level that we very rarely see, where there's been multiple years where the second best guy on his team probably would have won a Hodge Trophy if the first best guy on his team didn't exist.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I was saying.
That's the case for, it's not just the recruits.
It's not just the recruits. That's a huge part, though.
It doesn't hurt. But it's also about getting the right guys. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Ed Ruth wasn't the bluest of blue chips, but David was, but Ed wasn't, and he saw something there. Nolf was, I want to say he was like 8 or 9 pound for pound, which those guys don't always pan out.
Absolutely.
That's why I say get the best guys that pan out.
Yeah.
Obviously, he makes them pan out. I know.
I mean, yeah.
There is something he sees because Pat Pop does this at NC State too. Pat Pop has got an eye. I don't know exactly. Here's the thing: is like every recruit is going to lie to you about that they're so great and they work so hard and whatever, and they love it. Yeah, they all know what to say, but somehow you have to suss that out when you're discussing it with them. And I don't know exactly how they do that.
Yeah, there's some selection. I mean, I think they do their homework.
If you're a wrestling club like me, it's easy to see, but you can't see it in day one, right? You can't see it in day 2. It's like, okay, this one kid's been talking about it, but we've been here 3 months. If he only shows up every third practice, obviously he doesn't really want to be that bad. Be that good, that bad.
Yeah. I knew what you meant, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, regarding Russia, we have a Inside Russia documentary we did some years ago. You should check that out. We did one on the Urigan. You should check that out. So we've got some.
Kirby. We have a Kirby
did one about Kurban Aliyev, the man of the mountains. And with that, we will go. We will call it a week. It's Thursday. Ben's here.
We got Worlds coming up in only a week and a half.
Yeah. Next Tuesday. I will be here for next Tuesday's show.
Oh, are you? Because you're going to Worlds.
I'm going to do it.
Ooh,
and
nice.
then I'm going that day.
Have fun not eating tacos, dude.
Huh?
You can eat so many tacos.
Oh, Norway has the best tacos. That's the thing.
I actually have always wanted to go to Norway. Oslo seems like a tremendous place.
Let's go, bro. Not too late.
It's too late.
Definitely not.
All right, book my flight.
All right.
If you email it to me, I'll show up.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'll be like, wait, where are you going? She never knows I'm going anywhere. I told her 4 times this morning. Listen, Christian, I've been doing this show for 2 years now. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning. Same time. This morning, she says, where are you going? I'm like, Amy, I told you 4 times I'm going to Flow to do the show that I do every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning. She's like, oh, you're not doing the Lex podcast? And I'm like, oh, for God's sake, test this afternoon.
Amy just doesn't like FRL. I think that's what it comes down to. That's what hurts the most.
She just wonders why I go to the basement every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning.
I don't know.
No idea.
All right, thanks so much. We're going to go eat some tacos. Thanks to Sion. Go Iowa. Good job, guys.
Great job, Iowa.
Great news. See you later. Goodbye.